everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all doing great. Today I am sharing something big about my computer life. For many years I've used Windows and knew all the quick keys, but now I've made a change. I've switched to Apple and I'm excited to tell you about my first 2 months with the MacBook Air and the extra things I got with it. I was in need of a new laptop and I spent weeks trying to choose between the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air. I did my research, checking specs and watching many reviews online, and in the end I decided on the 13-inch MacBook Air. I'll mostly be writing, doing some video editing and browsing the web a lot. Since these aren't really heavy duty tasks, the Air is just an ideal. Its portability and long battery life are big pluses too. The version that I got is the one with 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, 16GB of unified memory, and a 512 SSD in an M4 chip. Wow, that was long. Plus, it comes with this beautiful sky blue color. So at first, I thought about getting one with 256GB of storage, but editing videos means a lot of temporary files that can fill up space fast. My old laptop struggled with this issue, so getting 512GB was necessary. Anyway, after getting it out of the box, I started setting it up. First, I followed the prompts on the screen, connected to the Wi-Fi, and then updating the software. It took some time, but it's always good to have the latest version for security and new features. Once that was done, I started personalizing things. I adjusted and arranged the dock, moved most of my used app to the front, and decluttered the rest. Next, I went into the setting to adjust the keyboard's typing speed. I also changed the trackpad sensitivity and activated all the handy multi-finger commands. I also deleted apps I don't need just to keep things neat. When I got my MacBook Air, I wasn't sure how to keep it safe. I've watched so many videos online who chose the hard cases for their laptops, but I was worried about the heat building up inside the case. The MacBook Air doesn't have a cooling fan unlike the MacBook Pro. Because I've planned to work outside sometimes, so a sleeve seemed like a better idea for the protection. I browsed online for sleeves that I could easily buy here in the Philippines. I have found a few options, but this one was my favorite. It is nice since it is really made for the 13-inch laptops. The sleeves has these special protectors along its sides. So that was really a plus because if I bump it or drop it a little, those edges will be safe. It is a small feature, but it gives me peace of mind. I even chose a sleeve that matches the color of my MacBook. It looks so cute. What do you think? For a long time, I used the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse, and my partner even has it, and we really liked it. The best feature was its horizontal scroll. This made working with large table and plans much easier. I tried other mice that said could scroll sideways by tilting a wheel, but it wasn't just the same. You'd always move a little up or down, which made it hard to keep track on things in Excel. Before I bought my MacBook, I did a lot of research and thought to get another Logitech, even though it's a little big for my hand. But when I got my MacBook, I had a change of mind. When I started using the built-in trackpad, I was amazed. It could do so much more than I expected. For example, it allows horizontal scrolling, plus there are so many easy ways to use it. You can use 2 fingers to zoom in and out, or even turn pictures. Then there are multi-finger moves for using computer. Imagine sliding between apps, opening mission control to see all your windows, or quickly showing your desktop. It really helps you get more done, especially if you do many things at once. And one small but good thing, the quiet clicks. So yeah, I ended up getting a separate Magic Trackpad for my desk, and I really like it so far. If you're like me and spend a lot of time typing, you know how important a good keyboard is. So after some research online, I finally got myself a keyboard. And it's actually my first ever mechanical keyboard. The one I got is this NuPhy Air75 V3. I ordered it directly from their online website since my local online shops didn't have it yet when I got it, because I believe this is the latest version of the Air75. But yeah, the delivery was fast enough. This mechanical keyboard has 75% layout, meaning it has 84 keys. It is very compact, but it still has all the important function keys needed. A great feature of this keyboard is that it works with both Mac and Windows computers. There is actually a special switch right on the keyboard. This switch allows for an easy change between Mac and Windows modes. This is actually very helpful because I still use different computer systems. So this keyboard can connect in 3 ways. It can be used wirelessly, plugged in a USB-C cable, or it can connect using Bluetooth. And NuPhy states that the battery can last a very long time. It can last up to 1,200 hours if the RGB lights are off. But I really like it using with the RGB lights on. The lights are just especially nice when I work at night. They just add a bit of color to help me keep working. I chose the blush nano keycaps for this keyboard. I wanted a typing sound that was kind of quiet. I did not want a loud clicky sound. So before I got this keyboard, I used a Logitech mini keyboard for a very long time. The old keyboard was very worn out. Some of the letters on its keys were almost gone. So yeah, it was definitely time for a new one. So why did I choose the MacBook and these accessories? My old Windows laptop was getting slow after years of use, so I had been thinking about getting a MacBook for some time, and this felt like the right moment to switch. I have been an iPhone user for a while now, and the idea of having everything work together in the Apple ecosystem sounded great. The combination of the iPhone and the MacBook just makes sense. Transferring files like photos, videos, and documents from the phone to my MacBook is super easy, and there's actually a feature that I really like. So if I'm working on my laptop and needed to scan a paper document, I can use my iPhone to do it directly. Then it saves automatically to my MacBook. I was actually really impressed when I found out about it. So the main reason I bought an external keyboard and Magic Trackpad is that I want to use my MacBook in a clamshell mode most of the time. So clamshell mode means I close my MacBook but keep it connected to an external monitor, keyboard, and a mouse. This setup makes the MacBook work like a desktop computer. It helps me sit better and work more comfortably for long periods. I'm actually thinking about getting a vertical holder for my MacBook. This would save space on my desk and keep the laptop out of the way while using clamshell mode. Have you tried a vertical holder? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. I had to adapt the changes when I switched OS. The first one was learning the difference between the control and command keys. My pinky finger automatically reached for that control when I wanted to copy or paste, but now I use command. But after 2 months, it feels natural. The second challenge is getting used to Mac programs instead of my usual Windows Office tools. I use Excel a lot on Windows, so when I first tried numbers from Apple, I didn't like it that much. It felt different and had trouble finding the functions I use every day. But now that I have been using it more, I'm starting to understand it better. It seems easier in some ways, and even though I miss some advanced Excel features, I'm figuring out how to work around them. My aim is actually to avoid downloading Excel on my Mac, so I'm trying hard to adapt the numbers and use the tools made for Mac. I've been using my Mac for a bit now, and I'm really liking it. During work week, I've been using it for more than 8 hours a day in a clamshell mode, and it barely gets warm, never hot. So far, I am happy with that. What I also like the most is how slim it is. It is super light, so I can carry it anywhere without feeling heavy. So if you're like me and have been on Windows for ages but are thinking about switching to a MacBook, I say go for it, especially if you're already an iPhone user. They work great together. Thank you for watching. I hope this overview of my Mac experience has been helpful. Feel free to leave any questions or comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Till next time, bye!